Desiree with theastrologyaddiction.com, and thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to continue part 2 of commitment through the zodiac signs. And so if you're wanting to learn about your personal commitment style or your partner's commitment style and kind of the factors that play into that, you can look at your sun, moon, rising sign, or really any of your personal planets. I think you would have a good reading if you listen to all 3 of them. I will start with Libra. Libra is the 7th sign of the zodiac. So a Libra's commitment style, they are definitely hopeless romantics. A Libra is an air sign. It is masculine, and a lot of people who have Libra placements don't rush into marriage or into long-term commitment. They take their time with things because they want to find a partner who has a social status, potentially that will help them maybe get to where they want to be in their socioeconomic, development. Maybe someone who has a good business going for themselves or has some type of way that they're able to make a living, or that they're very well respected in, public image. For Libras, image is very important to them, so they want their partner to be someone who is very well respected in social settings, and that they can take them out places with them, and that they can be taken out, with their partner to like events and things like that where their partner is able to show them off. They want to have someone with the ability to have that aspect. Not all signs are as social or as outgoing in that way, but a Libra definitely wants to have a partner who's on the same page in that, and when they're out together is just very respectful, and they're just on the same page where that is coming from. They also need someone who is definitely communicative and who is romantic, who is someone that finds peace and balance really important in their life. So they want to have that union with a partner. Libra is about the scales balancing, so they're always weighing the situation. And as far as commitment goes, it takes them a lot longer to get married or commit, because they may tell someone, yes, I do want to be with you forever, I do want to continue this relationship for a long time, but if something happens, they still always will, are the scales balanced? Am I doing more work than my partner's doing? Am I giving more? Is he giving more? Is this situation beneficial to where I'm going in my life? Is this going to bring me to the level that I need to be at in my, in my life, basically? So they're definitely always weighing out the pros and cons of their situation that they're in, regardless of love or emotion. It's they're very mental, so they make their relationship decisions based on their logic. Now with Scorpio, Scorpios are committal. They are a fixed sign, and they're feminine. They're a water sign, so they're very emotional, very obsessive sometimes. They love a partner who has that high level of connection with them. They want to have someone who understands them on that emotional level, spiritual level, who they're able to connect with really deeply. They want to be with a partner who they can tell all their secrets to, who they want to know all of your secrets. They don't just want to be the ones giving. They want someone who gives them everything, because they want to just kind of hold you tight. Like, they want to lock you up and just keep you for themselves. They're a fixed sign, so they're very steady, very loyal in certain circumstances, and they definitely want to lock down their partner when they do find the right partner. Now, they're also a picky sign, and they're ruled by Mars, so if they feel ever like they've been betrayed or that they've been lied to or anything like that, they usually are not able to fully forgive those situations. They will usually cut people off. But if they find someone who they deem worthy of their life and their marriage, they will definitely go there with that person pretty quickly. And a lot of it does just have to do with that emotional connection that they have with their partner. Is it deep enough? Or do they trust the person enough? Really, for Scorpio, a major theme is trust for them, and they usually find themselves in situations that are traumatic, where they're being betrayed, where people are not honest to them, or just darker situations they can sometimes find themselves in to work their way through. It's like little tests for them that are meant to really challenge them. And so if they find a partner who they can trust, they can rely on, does what they say they're going to do, and can really make them feel safe and comfortable, that is the type of a relationship that they would want to stick it out with to the end. But again, if there is any level of betrayal, dishonesty, or anything like that, they are pretty quick to cut people off or to feel that really deep sense of betrayal. And it's not easy to forgive. So they will always love the person that they're with. But if that ever does happen, that's the reason that they might cut off a relationship. They also can be tempted. It is ruled by Mars, so they're a sign that can certainly be tempted by sexual desires. Mars is very sexual, very out. Mars, the symbol is a circle and then an arrow. It's outputting. So they put off a sexual energy, and a lot of times other people take that as like, come and get me, or come and flirt with me, or something like that. And that's not really like what they're trying to express, but they just have this raw sexual energy. So that is something that can get them in trouble sometimes, especially in long-term partnerships. And if they're wanting to project that sexual energy, it's even more intense, of course, and that's when they can get into trouble. Now, Sagittariuses are not typically a sign that commits very easily. They are very picky. I know so many Sagittariuses, and they are just the most picky people. They can be in partnerships for some time, but they usually get to a point where they don't want to put up with any type of crap anymore, which is, understandable. You want to hold high standards for yourself, but sometimes the standards that they hold are almost impossible for someone to meet. They have to have this. They have to be this type of person. They have to be this skin tone. They have to be like this type of, just have everything really that meets their list. They're not very flexible in that. They are dogmatic. So they can sometimes, if they're vibrating on a lower level, they can, be so picky that they don't get themselves into long-term committed relationships. And if they do, they can find themselves feeling like, oh, this is uncomfortable. I kind of want to run away and maybe be by myself again, or be single, or be free again, because this is just a little bit too restricting. Sagittarius wants to experience everything. They want to be out and about. They want to, go and just be out on the town and just be around people and experience life, experience cultures, experience different countries and cities. And when you're in a marriage, you're united with one person. You're committed to one person. So really, like, that commitment is harder for them because they want to go out and do what they want to do, and they hold other people to a high standard. So sometimes it's like just not on the same page. That whole union, like we're a team forever thing, can be challenging for them because they are kind of one-minded and see things their way. They don't really compromise super easily, but they're very romantic. Jupiter is super, especially if you have like a Venus in Jupiter, they definitely are hopeless romantics. They see their Prince Charming or their princess, and they have this whole vision out in their head of what a relationship should be. And again, it's kind of back to that, how they see things need to be, like that's what they envision. And so they have that side of it, but sometimes reality doesn't always meet it. Sagittarius is a fire sign, very fiery, very outgoing, very excited and hot and all that stuff. But sometimes when the honeymoon phase is over, just the reality of it, like groundedness of a partnership and a marriage, is a little too much restriction for them. Capricorn is a great sign for marriage and commitment. They are an earth sign. It's a feminine sign, so they are definitely very serious about partnership. They take marriage very seriously. They usually from a young age know that they want to get married. They usually know their standards for marriage, and they can potentially rush into things with certain people just because they maybe see them as being like the perfect partner. They meet all of their needs. Capricorns are very attracted to powerful people, or people who have status, people who have money, and people who just can take care of them in that way. They're independent for the most part, and smart and all of that, but usually they can be more attracted to those types of features of a person, like power, a job, a really great car, like money, any of those types of things could be super attractive to a Capricorn. And so as far as, you know, committing goes, they will commit because they find that someone might meet those needs. But again, they just take it so serious. Usually marriage for them is something that they don't take lightly. They take a long time to get married. Everything has to align really perfectly. They are the types of people who see things a certain way. Not so much as like a Taurus earth sign, but Capricorn as an earth sign, they see things a certain way. And that's, you know, the ideal. That's what they want. So they are a bit critical of themselves and partners, and sometimes take a while to get to that committed stage where they want to just settle down. It's a cardinal sign also, so they don't have, you know, any difficulty with deciding that something's not working and leaving, you know, if they have to. They're pretty stern about those types of things. Like if someone betrays them, or if someone does something that is not morally what they believe in, they will usually, you know, it can be a deal breaker for them. And it can be take a while for them to get over those types of things, because they do have such a long-term, steady type of relating in partnership. So it can take them a while to cut something off, but usually when they do make up that decision, they know in their head, like, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to meet, you know, my ideal of what my life needs to be. And, you know, I'm not going to be able to build with this person. That's usually a really big thing for Capricorns too, is can I build a family, build a home, build an empire with this person? Is this a good business partnership? Because a marriage is not just a relationship. It's not just love. It's not just romance. It's a business partnership. You are uniting and making a union with someone so that your lives can be really, you know, better with one another, that you can build together. You know, like House of Cards, the couple in that show, they have united and it's really fought through a lot of different things because of that partnership. Like that would be a great Capricorn relationship to show. You know, she kind of let go of some of his infidelities and some of his things that he did, and you know, he also, you know, saw her in such respect, held her in such respect in a way that he, you know, they had a good rapport like that. They knew the meaning of the relationship was so much more than, you know, the sexual and the love and like all of that. You know, it was like the empire that they were building. Now, an Aquarius partnership, okay, someone who is Aquarius takes a long time to commit. They are someone who doesn't really like to be held down. They don't like to be put in a box. They don't like to have their freedom imposed on at all. So as far as marriage and being with one person and committing for a long period of time, just not something that is natural to them. So not to say that they would never do it, because usually in their 40s or even 50s, that's like when they're like, okay, well, it's time to stick it out with this person. And they could have been with them for years. You know, it's a fixed sign, so they can stay with people for a long time and they can have that friendship, but it usually needs to be built on a great friendship. And so they need to be able to allow each other some freedom throughout the years, whether that means seeing other people or just having their own lives, having different apartments or something like that. You know, they do commit to people, but it's more out of a like friendship. We have a mental connection. We have a really good bond in that way. And, you know, as time progresses, it can get to the point of, okay, well, now let's unite this union and get married, or just commit for the long term until death do us part. They're so free. They're living on the edge and just doing whatever they want, because they are so free-spirited like that. But, you know, when you get with a partner, they have to be with someone who is open-minded, who is free-spirited, who likes the weirdness of them, and that, you know, they can be creative and have a good time in that way. But it's a very strong mental connection that will make an Aquarius really commit for the long term. Now, Pisces are like very hopeless romantics. I know a lot of Pisces who have just been in relationship after relationship, very long-term relationships, like since they were teenagers. My aunt, she's turning like 45, and she's just, since she was 14, has been in like year-long relationships, just, you know. And that's the type of thing that a Pisces just has, this empathy for people, and they connect with people pretty easily because their boundaries are just so limited unless they've, you know, built up those walls. But they're super emotional, and they really do care about people. So committing to someone is just not a problem. You know, bringing someone into their world and blending their life with them is not something that's scary to them. If anything, just being alone is more scary, you know, being alone in their mental thoughts without someone to bounce those off of, and without someone to help them emotionally like feel safe. So a lot of times Pisces really have to get to a place where they are emotionally strong, mentally strong, have went through, you know, a lot of different relationships to learn about themselves and to grow and be comfortable alone, so that then when they do meet that person who's perfect for them for, you know, marriage and forever, that they can connect with them and really give them, you know, what they need in that partnership, and that they're maybe not being codependent towards them, because that's something that happens sometimes as well, is that a Pisces can just stick with someone out because it's like comfortable, you know, it's what they've done. They've become so dependent on being around this person, you know, and being with them all the time, and that emotional support is just so big. You know, once they have that emotional connection with someone, really hard to break that, really hard to end that partnership. And it usually takes a big blow up, or even the other partner breaking up with them, because it's a mutable sign too. So they're not like the ones that are gonna usually be like, I'm done with this relationship, I'm over this, you know, you've done too many things to me. They will usually continue to forgive. You know, Jesus is the sign of Pisces. Like, you forgive your partners, you have empathy for people, you understand people, and that's how they kind of live their life, especially with relationships. So marriage is not something that's a challenge for them. Usually it's something more as once they find, you know, the right person that they have that real raw connection with, it's easy. If they don't have that connection with you, if you're not giving them that support that they need, whatever it looks like for them individually, then it's a no, you know, and it won't ever be a yes. So that is that is Libra through Pisces and their commitment styles. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, my link's in the description box. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks, bye.